So this story is very upsetting. Okay, you guys know Wakanda, right? Wakanda, right? I'm not really a big movie guy. I don't really watch movies like that. My wife is big on movies. I'm the type of dude that goes to the movie theater and just wants to drink beer and hope that the movie dies off and everybody goes home. But my wife is like really movie, and my son really likes the movies. Me and my daughter, yeah, we don't really care. Once in a while, we watch it. Okay, but the story of Wakanda. Let me, before I play these videos, I think I need to do a Wikipedia, okay, so that we understand how confused and uneducated these people are. Even though I don't watch movies, and I never, you guys will be surprised. I never watch when what's the name of him, Chadwell. Whenever he did it, I never watched it. That's how much I don't care about this stuff. I'm a nerd. I don't give a damn about movies like that. I don't play video games and I don't watch movies. I'm not. That's not how I entertain myself. I don't, I think anyway, let me not say that because that would be too controversial. That would be too controversial. But let me put this up. I'm gonna put this up first and then I'll switch over to the other screen. But I just want us to educate ourselves in the process. So, what is Wakanda? Okay, Wakanda officially, the kingdom of Wakanda. One thing you need to realize when they use words like kingdom, it typically means Africans because we were the people that really used kingdom in our local languages to represent our tribes and our territory. Okay. But this is a fictional country, which means it's not existent, appearing in American comic books that was published by Marvel Comics, particularly those featuring the Black Panther, right? Which is, we'll get into deeper into that. But this was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Okay, so who created the whole Wakanda? Let's see. I hope you guys can see my screen. Is this a Black American? No. This man created what Black Americans are fighting over right now. The white man. Just like they built America, right? The white man created Wakanda. This whole thing, the blacks are fighting over the blacks. It's created by a white man called Stan Lee. Okay? You can see it. We're not lying, but they don't learn, they don't research because these people fundamentally believe that everything is made by them and belongs to them. You have to build stuff. If you want to really claim stuff like that, you have to build stuff. Okay? He died at 95 years old in Los Angeles, California. He was born in New York City. And guess what? He was born Romanian, born Jewish immigrant parents. The code word here is immigrants. So who is the terror? Who is the real terror, especially when it comes to successful stuff? Who is the terror? The black man in America is the terror. They're just loud. They are arrogant, loud. But if you look at things contextually, they are always not ready for the debate. So the man who created this whole debate is a white Jewish man of Romanian descent born to immigrant parents. You're fighting over something that is built by an immigrant. This was not built in no Mississippi. No, it wasn't built by no, how did they say it? Maza, I cooked the meal, Masa. No, this was not done by I cooked the meal, Masa. Okay? You guys, you have become so pathetic. I want to be very nice to the blacks. I really do. I've always wanted to find a point in time where I just ignore them and start really focusing on real life issues that benefit regular people. But they always bring themselves. And I'm here for you and I'm ready for you. This is built, what you're fighting over right now, you look ridiculous because it's not even built by you. You've not created this. So why is there even an argument? This is a story that is built around a fictional theme around Africa, the centerpiece of human civilization, created by a white man that is of an immigrant background. You have no place in this. Matter of fact, Chadwick, who was given the role, first of all, should have never gotten the role if we went based off what this movie was about. And I'm not even a movie person, so I shouldn't be the one sitting here explaining this. This is not something that I like. I don't watch movies. I have never watched the Wakanda movie. I think my wife took me to the movie, but I didn't really pay attention because I'm not really a movie guy. And you guys be like, "Oh, Nana really doesn't like movies like that." Yes, I've never watched that movie because I don't care about movies. I go to the movie theater as part of a family event, just to be part of my family, but it's not something that I like. People have things they like to do. And for me, the movies is not. I got a movie theater upstairs. I got to put it together. I have the space. I just haven't set it up, right? But I'm going to set it up nice, 100-inch screen and put some nice movie seats. And maybe once in a while, we're going to stream from there. And you guys will see me paint it. It'll look good. But I'm not really into the movies like that, and I still know these things. We got to educate the blacks, man. We have to educate the blacks because this is ridiculous. When I heard them complaining, I was like, what the fuck? This has nothing to do with you. Wakanda is fictional. Even the name sounds African. It does not sound like Tyrone or Demarcus or Denitra or Shenene or Shaniqua. It doesn't sound something that y'all do. It's Wakanda, Tikala. Those are African words, African names, even if they are fictional. It's got nothing to do with you. The money that backs these movies is from the United States of America, but it's white money. Your money is Tyler Perry in Atlanta, Georgia, right? That's where your money is. It's Tyler Perry. What do they call those Tyler Perry movies? Madea. You guys can only complain about Madea. Okay. This is why I say I'm your daddy. I'm here to check you and to set you straight because you've lost your way. So this is not even about hate. My calling in America right now is to set you straight, is to help your community. Because even the things you complain about make you sound so stupid that nobody takes you seriously anymore. Like for me to come from sub-Saharan Africa in a small town of Oboko to teach you things you're supposed to know makes me feel like, why? Come on, bro. You had all this technology growing up. You have electricity. You have abundant water. You have all the resources that white America has created. Yeah, this is the closest nation to heaven. Why are you still complaining about some dudes living in sub-Saharan Africa and in other parts of the world? You shouldn't complain about them. You got abundance. No, you are complaining about them because you're insecure. And you're insecure because of the bad decisions that you've made with all the opportunities that was given to you. And a refugee from Iraq or even Rwanda that's seen war would come here not speaking English and even take a little bit of that opportunity. And that makes you feel a certain kind of way. And I've always said, as somebody that has mentored a lot of people, your best option is to analyze your life and say, you know what, I suck. So I need to turn my life around. And my problems are because I suck. And I need direction to change my life. It's not the black immigrants' fault. We are the least migrants of all the nations. There are more Europeans migrating to America more than us. Why are you fighting us? If you fight us, that position is going to be replaced by a European migrant. That will increase the white population even more than it is. And even if birth rates are low amongst them, your birth rates are not better anyway, because only a few group of men in your community are populating your women. And because it's usually the losers that get some ass, those losers end up raising children that go to jail, which doesn't give you the voting power to restore a majority. So black immigration was supposed to even be in your favor, because you're going to get people that look like you. But when these black immigrants moved in, they saw that you guys were full of shit. And they were like, we'd rather rock with the Asians and the whites and all the other groups, because your minds are crazy. And instead of you doing a reflection to change your ways, you decided to go to war with them. And now you're fighting over a movie, over breadcrumbs. And guess what? Their favorite word. Let me know in the chat what their favorite word is. Boycott. Now they're going on TikTok saying boycott. Let me elaborate a little bit. I'll take your comments. I know I suck at this comment stuff, but let's see. So this is where it came from. That was Stan Lee. Jack Kirby, the other dude, looks white to me. Okay. He died at 76 in Thousand Oaks, California, but he was also born in New York. Well, he was born Jacob Ketzberg, and then he changed his name to Jack. Okay. He grew up in New York City. He learned how to draw cartoons by tracing characters from comic strips and editorial cartoons. This is a talent that he built for himself. Okay? This is him, his early life. Lower East Side in Manhattan. His parents, Rose Bernstein and Benjamin Kutzberg, were Austrian Jewish immigrants. So the two people that put together Wakanda were Jewish immigrants, Eastern European and Austria, which is kind of borderline between Eastern Europe and Western Europe. It's right there by Germany and Slovakia and Slovenia and all these places, right? So the people that even came up with these concepts were Jewish Americans that had immigrant backgrounds. Why are you in this conversation? Why is Black America in this conversation? It's got nothing to do with you. The scene is Wakanda. It's Africa. Nothing to do with you. The creators and the developers of this novelty are white Jewish people born and raised in New York to immigrant parents. Why don't you create your stuff? Where is the Tyler Perry Wakanda? That's what you all should be talking about. This is disgraceful. And I like that I'm doing this, because when I saw them acting a fool on TikTok, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get you. This is going to be the best rebuttal to this nonsense, because these people haven't done their research. This is why we come in, because we can always dissect these things at a more intellectual level than their low IQ selves, because they just talk. This is why I don't respect a lot of these motherfuckers. They don't know how things get done, because they've never built anything. You know, when you've never built anything, you don't understand how things come to play. You are just a consumer. Your job is to go over there and spend your money to watch the movie. If you don't want to spend the money because they picked an African to play in a movie that talks about Africa and a fictional city in Africa, you can go to hell. I shit on you. I poo-poo on you. Okay? Whoever is making any commentary about the selection of a Black British man of Nigerian and Caribbean descent for getting this exciting role that will make Black people proud globally, I shit on you. As in Ghana, we say, "Minutriso." I shit on you. I shit on your head. I shit on your head for behaving like this. Go to Tyler Perry Studios and build your own. Who is the real tether here? Y'all are tethering. Because this has nothing to do. You guys say you're not Africans. This is Wakanda. It's African. It's what sounds more African than Wakanda? Your name is Jonsson, Demetrius, Shenene, Shikwekwe. What has that got to do with Wakanda? Wakanda is African. It doesn't get African than this. So why is the beef? So now you got the history. You got the context. You got the history. It's got nothing to do with these motherfuckers. Let's listen to some of their complaints, and then I'll take some of your comments. Let's listen to their complaints. Let's see. It's always that evil-looking black girl. This one, right? Is this one?
This past Friday. Okay, family, we need your help. We have a petition that I officially uploaded onto change.org this past Friday. It was written by For Black. I'm actually going to tag her in this post if you want to go ahead and follow her as well. Basically, the petition is to protect the Black American identity and keep us from being reclassified, and at some point, eventually, hopefully, give us a protected.
Is it identity, or is it FBA, or is Black American? Why is she changing course? Because this is the queen mother of FBA. And why do you need massa to sign something to protect you? If you believe you are equal to humans, you do not go to another human for endorsement. You go to God. So that means that you feel very inferior about you. That means that you know that everything goes through the boss. And the boss is the white man in charge. And you have to accept that. And that is no supremacy. That is just a natural acceptance because you are not valuable. You are just on TikTok. You still have that air conditioning stuck to the wall in 2026 in the United States of America. All this trolling that you did of Africans and Caribbean people, you've not been able to rent an apartment in a place that has central air conditioning. And I don't know why you always stand in front of this bullshit to make videos. This is the same girl, Theo, that made a video about her dating experience in Ghana that was a lie. She's never been there. And now, with all the exposure and all the clips that she's made, moving around, getting viral clips, she's still not been able to live in a place that has central cooling and central heating. That air conditioning that is old school as fuck, bro. Come on, man. These are bottoms. These are bottoms. I've never seen an FBA enthusiast that is doing well. The only people that are doing well are the big creators who were already established before Tariq Nasheed started this bullshit. And the reason they moved on to that is because they are not creative. They cannot create content. They are not organic. I mean, look at O'Shea Duke Jackson. Can he create naturally? No, he cannot. He's not a creative. How many 1 million? You see, for you to know how good creatives are, on their community tab, there has to be at least one video that made 1 million views. O'Shea Duke Jackson has no video that made 1 million views with all the virality and the name recognition. But our friend Sheku, you guys don't know that. Our friend Sheku, doing 3 years ago, has videos with multiple million views, 3 million, 2 million. The algorithm has changed, and I think his audience has shifted a little bit because he's not niche based. He does different content based on how he feels, and he doesn't do this for a living. So he didn't move with the trend. But that is what a creative is, somebody that can create organically. O'Shea Duke Jackson cannot create organically. That is why they move on every time to the next grift. All of them are, look, go back and look at all of them. Phil Scott, the Angry Man, O'Shea Duke Jackson, all these guys were Kevin Samuels boys, Red Pillars. Then they became Passport Bros, and now they're doing FBA content. All of them are doing the same thing. There's another guy, I think his name is something St. John. He claims he's a therapist. He came on trying to pretend like a Kevin Samuels, and the guy started liking him. Then boom, 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 boom. They gave him views. He was just repeating the same shit as a Kevin Samuels. Married a girl off Tinder just to prove like he's married. And now he's even selling FBA merchandise. They're all the same people. They're not talented. He starts to wear suits to make it look like he went to college and is a professional. You don't need to go to college to be a therapist. I know when you're dumb. I can tell, I can smell dumb. I know how to detect dumb. Okay. I'm your dumb detector. So when I watch a couple of his videos, oh, that's a dummy. He's a dummy. Okay, he's a dummy. I was like, these guys have not been impressive. They've not been impressive. Let's watch a little bit of this.
Status as indigenous blacks. So anyway, make sure you guys.
What do you mean indigenous blacks? You were not native here. Your asses were whooped and put on a ship, and you were brought here and you were enslaved. Then you went through cycles and cycles and cycles, and then you were set free. After you were set free, you were segregated from the white class. That segregation meant that you had less resources, high poverty rates, and bigger struggles. So in the 60s, fast forward, a group of blacks sought to engage with the whites to appropriate some of their assets, to grant access, to include you, to give you something. You are now reaping those benefits of what that was. But when you got that bit, you decided not to compete anymore. They sold you a lie that everything has to be given to you, because then in the 60s, it was given to you. So when the clock turned into capitalism, where you're supposed to go out there and work and compete, your families didn't tell you that this is the new time clock. The new time clock is that this is a free market and the best talent wins. But you kept sitting on your asses hoping that you can get crumbs. And with all these companies expanding and growing and competing globally, they needed more talent to fill the void. So they opened up immigration. Immigration is designed to plug in the holes with the best talent that they cannot find locally. If you guys are engineers, physicians, medics, surgeons, and you're not just rappers and rappers and dribblers, there will be no need for countries to seek talent overseas. So your fight shouldn't even be with the immigrant, unless you are competing with the low-class immigrants, because immigrants come in classes. Most of your low class, and I don't want to use the word low class, but I'm talking about sub $50,000 a year type wage jobs, are typically people that come from across the border without documentation. Those are people that come from Latin America into the United States, usually without visas. And those people will compete for low tier jobs. But the class of immigrants we're talking about are people that are here on H-1Bs, EB-1, EB-2, EB-3, immigrants of extraordinary abilities. There's something called EB-5. You can Google it. That is immigrants that have at least $500,000 to $1 million ready to invest in America. So if you can plug all the holes of immigration, America will not need to seek people to replace you. Your problem is not with the immigrant. Your problem is your lack thereof to build the talent for today's workforce. If your community builds that talent, there will be no need to seek foreign talent, because it's actually very expensive, believe it or not, to seek talent from overseas because of the track they have to go through. The immigration process is not cheap. That's what y'all don't know. Okay, so maybe that should be your focus. I think I've had enough of this idiot. Let's see this one.
Short, ugly British African David Jonsson that Hollywood has been. Short, ugly British African David Jonsson
Okay,
that
I
ugly
wrote
British
this
African.
back.
Short, ugly.
I wrote this back so you guys hear it. This idiot says the man is short and ugly. I don't see an ugly man. I see a very handsome black man, young. At least he's not wrinkled up like me. And even if he's short, who cares about his height? Should your height determine your role? This is the difference between people that work on ability and people that work on aesthetics. The American ninja is more cautious about beauty. Men don't talk about beauty. Men are not supposed to be beautiful. I only heard that in America that men are supposed to be beautiful. In Africa, I see men with the biggest stomachs, no six pack, with the finest bodies. I see Mexicans here in America on top of roofs, blue collar to the core, with the finest big booty Latina. Look at you with your silky face. You think you're handsome. He's not handsome. I mean, I can't really tell between men like that, but it's not like, I mean, this dude is not like some Idris Alba, right? It's like Vaseline oil face calling a black British man ugly and short. He has more money than you. He's more accomplished than you. And Wakanda is African and you are not. Remember? So why do you have this apprehension? And somebody said in the comments, mind you, the story is set in a fictional place in Africa, and also the fact that there are Black American actors as main characters in Children and Blood and Bone, which was the Sierra Leone movie, had Black Americans in it. Why are you upset about something that has nothing to do with you? And what is this British African? I've never heard the word British African. That's when I knew that they are not exposed. British, that's it. In Britain, they don't classify you by your color. English is a white man. Scottish is a white man. Welsh is a white man. Irish is a white man. I'm educating these blacks because they don't know. The blacks, they don't know. But I lived in England for a little bit, so I know this stuff. But everybody else is British. So that's why you don't hear Indian British, African American like you guys have here, Black. Occasionally, colloquially, they will say Black British, but I've never heard them say British African. Okay, the Brits, the blacks in Britain are a mixed bag. Some of them are from the Caribbean. Some are from Africa, recent migrants and old migrants because Britain was a colony. Some of them have intermarried between Caribbean people and Black Africans or Africans. And then there are some that were there through the same transatlantic slave trade that brought you here. So you are not really any different from the majority of Black people in Britain. The only difference between the blacks in Britain and the blacks here is their education system is pretty darn good. Those key stage education in Britain, really good. Colonial education, mwah, the best. So they understand the world and the globe. They teach them. And they are also very proud about their African identity, just like in the Caribbean. That is the difference between them and y'all. So maybe you guys need to go back to grandma and figure out a way to reconnect with the things that you're missing. Because here's the thing, the blacks in Britain are heavily married, they're heavily culturally based, little pockets of crime, but it's not as bad as here in North America. And they are very, very connected with their African roots. So they are very respected. There's Kemi in the British Parliament, and they have very good education, and they are as a proportion of Black Brits that earn bachelor's degree as a proportion of their population compared to Black Americans is a white gap. It's like 2-1. This is why these Black Brits are winning big roles in North America, because they are very educated. You don't have to teach them basics. They're very educated, they are very talented, and they are nice people. I've never had any issues dealing with them. Like I said, I spent some time in England. I used to go to England like almost 10 years in a row. I was going there literally every summer to work there. So I've made a lot of friends over the years in England. They are very beautiful people. Y'all are not like them. But let's listen to this crap and then I'll take your comments.
Short, ugly British African David Jonsson that Hollywood has been trying to force on us for the past few years is going to be the new Black Panther. I hate this. Will not be watching it. Number one, because I am so tired of British Africans taking Black roles in Hollywood. I am tired of it. There are so many beautiful, smart, intelligent, talented.
So they are British Africans, but you guys are not American Africans? They went there the same way your asses were brought here. Okay? But you want to call them British Africans, but you don't want to call yourself American Africans? You guys keep coining these terms like continental Africans. You know, I'm going to play one of my good brothers. I love his content. But I'm glad that I'm making this, and maybe if I clip it, I don't know if it comes on stream, but I'll clip it when we get to the main channel. But they use terms like anti-African FBA. That is not a good word. Anti-African FBA, that's not a good word. FBA is a fan club or a hate group formed by Tariq Nasheed. So the people that you are calling anti-African, non-anti or not anti-African FBAs, they typically identify as Black American or African American, which is what the world identifies them as. Whatever they say, that is what is on paper. They will have to take this up to Massa. But when you want to acknowledge the Tariq bullshit and carve out a group of them that you think are okay, no. Soon as you identify as FBA, you are the same. You're a piece of shit. That's because that means you haven't read. You don't understand your history. So I can't give you that. I can accept Black American and say, yeah, you're Black American, because nobody is competing with you for Black America. It's just you. I'm not Black American. I don't want to be. So I'm not competing with you for that name that you've already had all these years. And every quarter you change your names. I don't want to be part of this fuckery. I'm African. It's never changed. I don't have an inferiority complex. I'm African. It's never changed. There's no classification to it. The only classifications are exactly what part of Africa I come from. I come from the western part of Africa. And I have friends on the eastern part, the central, and the south. And, I won't add the North Africans for obvious reasons. But it's very clear. There is no confusion. These people are confused. We don't have to be mixed up into their confusions. And I understand what my brother in England is trying to do here, but you're giving them too much grace. These people don't deserve it. They are confused. It's like, instead of giving a madman his medication, you keep tapping his back and saying he's not a madman. These are mad people. They are crazies. They are crazies. So don't say FBA, but then a part of them are not African hating, so you're going to cut them some slack. Those people are called Black Americans, and it's only them. A Black American is an American that is born and raised in America to Black American parents that were also born and raised in America that trace their ancestry to through the transatlantic slave trade with no immigrant connections. If you're an immigrant, you're Ghanaian American, you're Colombian American, or whatever American you choose to be. But we don't ever say African American or Black American. That's y'all. That's you guys. It's very explainable. Nobody's trying to mix it up. So why do you need sub-classifications of something that is already established and it's on the books? Because you want to feel a certain kind of way on, like, oh, we've achieved delineation. How? The last time I looked at a job application, it still says Black or African American. I take that because I'm Black from Africa. And if it gives me the options to go sub, I'll put those subcategories. That's it. I'm not going to participate in your confusion. I'm sorry. I'm not part of that bullshit. Educate yourself. That is your own problem. I'm sorry you went to ghetto schools. I'm sorry that your parents didn't have the money to put up to a charter school or a private school to give you a much better education. And if you're not going to watch the movie, who cares? It's your own problem. I never watched any of those Wakanda movies, even when you guys did it. So I don't give a fuck. But you know what I'm going to do this time? I am going to watch it because our brother from Britain is going to do a good job. And I hope that all these other groups will watch it and all your stupid boycott is not going to work, because this is tethering to the max. This movie is about Africa and y'all are not Africans. Why are you even here? It's got nothing to do with you.
Black American actors and actresses who get stuck in Tyler Perry land in Tubi world, okay? While we somehow have to import Africans from over in, the UK and all of this stuff to come and take the A-list roles that are for Blacks in Hollywood.
To come and take are for. Look at the terms they use. This is why they are at the bottom, because they think they're entitled. They think that these things have to be given to them. If they pick you, your glassy face, talking flamboyant like a gay, if they pick your ass to play this role and they lose money, who is going to make up that money? The people that pick these people don't pick just because you are from a certain part. They pick because they think you have the talent to play the role. So maybe your energy should be focused on why you don't have the talent. Because this is what you did in corporate America. You wanted to be given diversity, equity, and inclusion to be part of the pot, even when you didn't qualify. This is so common of you. You're always trying to be included without effort. You don't want to go to college and do the work to become a professor. You want to be appointed a professor. That is exactly what is playing out. Movies are not charity. Movies are a business. So from your own words, you understand that Tyler Perry movies are bullshit, which means you don't know how to do it. So why are you going around the world saying that you guys built stuff and you guys know how to do stuff? Well, from what you're saying is an admission that you know that you are inferior when it comes to the creative arts. And so far, the few times that the Brits have come in to do this, they've done amazingly better than your people, especially this generation. The last generation was good. Denzel Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, they were great. But this new generation, overly entitled, unskilled, and now even the basketball that you used to have, it's not going too well.